This lesson we will look at how the primary flight display, PFD, combines and displays information traditionally shown on a number of separate instruments. At the end of the lesson you should know how to read the PFD. The operation of the different systems which cause the PFD to change are covered in their own chapters. The PFD can be divided into 5 main areas. The centre of the PFD displays an attitude indicator. It is based on the conventional attitude direction indicator, ADI. Airspeed information is displayed on a vertical scale on the left-hand side. Altitude deviation is displayed on the scale at the right-hand side. This scale also displays glide slope deviation when you're in ILS mode. In ILS mode, the lock deviation appears on this scale at the bottom of the PFD. Finally, the Flight Mode Annunciator, FMA, is displayed at the top of the PFD. Let's look at each area in more detail. The centre of the PFD is a conventional ADI artificial horizon, which shows the horizon versus the aircraft attitude. The Earth is shown as brown and the sky is blue, with the white line between them representing the horizon. The horizon has a mark for every 10 degrees. The aircraft model is represented in yellow. It is an Airbus standard that the aircraft is always represented in yellow, be it heading, speed, altitude or lubber line. This is the pitch scale marked in degrees. Small marks represent 2.5 degrees, medium marks represent 5 degrees, and large marks represent 10 degrees. Notice how the picture moves in relation to the model aircraft. Here the aircraft is 10 degrees nose up, 10 ANU. The end of the pitch scale is marked with a red arrow. This red arrow warns you that you are pitching above the aircraft's permitted limit and shows you the direction you should pitch to recover a normal aircraft attitude. If you pitch too low, a red arrow appears. If the pitch attitude is greater than 25 degrees up or lower than 13 degrees down, all PFD displays other than attitude, Mach number, speed and heading are erased. It is restored as soon as the attitude is between 22 degrees up and 10 degrees down. The roll or bank scale is at the top. The scale is marked every 10 degrees up to 30 degrees and every 15 degrees up to 60 degrees. This shows the aircraft is wings level, banking 30 degrees left, banking 45 degrees right. The side slip indicator is in the centre of the roll scale. It is aligned with the roll indicator when the aircraft is in straight and level flight. Use the slide slip indicator on the PFD in the same way as you use the ball on conventional instruments. There is a turn scale on the horizon line. This shows the horizon move in relation to the aircraft. It is marked in increments of 10 degrees. Select the forward arrow to see it move. Look at the PFD. What type of turn has just been displayed? Look at the PFD. What type of turn has just been displayed? The aircraft has turned left. The horizon has moved right in relation to the aircraft. Flight guidance information is available and can be switched on. This will appear on the PFD over the attitude information. We will look at flight guidance in the next lesson, but for now you should be aware that flight guidance may appear using one or the other of these two different symbologies. Now we're going to look at the speed display. Select the part of the PFD where speed is displayed. The speed scale is displayed on the left-hand side of the PFD. It shows the current indicated airspeed, IAS. This is a calibrated airspeed, CAS, computed by the ADC. The speed scale moves as the aircraft speed varies. The aircraft symbol, yellow line, shows the current computed airspeed. When the aircraft is stopped, the scale will show 30 knots, which is its lowest value, and only half the speed scale is visible. Airspeed is actually displayed when the aircraft exceeds 30 knots. The scale is marked in 10-knot increments and numbered every 20 knots. The speed trend is shown during acceleration and deceleration. The tip of the arrow shows the predicted airspeed which the aircraft will reach in 10 seconds. Speed trend is calculated by the flight augmentation computers. Speed trend is particularly useful for detecting wind shear, indicated by rapid movement of the speed trend arrow. The target speed, as set on the flight control unit, is displayed as a blue bug if the target speed is close to your current speed. If you're a long way from your target speed, the value of your selected speed is displayed as a number above or below the scale. The Mach number is displayed on the bottom left. It appears only when the aircraft accelerates to Mach 0.5 or more. It disappears when the aircraft speed drops below Mach 0.45. There are codes for the various limit airspeeds, which are shown on the speed scale. Maximum selectable speed for the current aircraft configuration, Vmax, is shown as a red and black barber pole. The lowest selectable speed, VLS, is displayed as an amber band. There is another red and black barber pole which shows stick shaker speed, VSS. One of three further indications will be displayed. Either a green F, this shows the minimum speed at which flap retraction may be initiated, or a green S. This shows the minimum speed at which slat retraction may be initiated, or a green dot, which shows the optimum speed with a clean configuration. The scale on the right-hand side of the PFD shows the deviation of the aircraft from the target altitude. The scale is marked with 2 dots each side of the selected altitude. Each dot represents 500 feet. Selected altitude is displayed in blue and framed in a white arrow. When the aircraft reaches this target selected altitude, the value will be aligned with the aircraft symbol. we have a deviation from the selected altitude. Did you notice that the target altitude appeared above the centre of the scale? This means that you are below it. If the selected altitude label moves up on the display, it means that the aircraft is below the target altitude. Therefore, you must pull up. These are the indications you will see if the aircraft has deviated by more than 1,000 feet either side of the selected altitude. The barrow knob on the altimeter enables you to set the required altimeter setting. When the barrow knob is pressed in, the QNH can be seen. The reading on the altitude scale is directly linked with this knob position. There are two additional pieces of information available for landing. Your decision height, DH in feet, is displayed in blue at the bottom right of the PFD. The radio altitude, RA, will automatically be displayed at the bottom of the ADI when RA is 2,500 feet or less. We will look at RA and DH in the lessons about landing. When you are in ILS mode, ILS information will be displayed on the PFD. The GS deviation is displayed on the right-hand scale as a magenta diamond. In ILS mode, another scale appears at the bottom of the PFD. This is the localizer deviation scale. The localizer deviation is also displayed by a magenta diamond. The two scales combine to give you all the raw ILS information you need, as you'll see later in this chapter. Finally, we'll briefly look at the FMA, which is displayed along the top of the PFD. The FMA is covered in detail in the AFS FMS chapter. It is without doubt the most important part of the PFD. For now, you must be aware of 2 points. Information on the auto thrust, autopilot and flight director systems are displayed in various columns. It is essential that you remember that data displayed in green means that the function is active or engaged. If it is displayed in blue, it is armed only and not active. The fourth column displays aircraft landing capability. This is the technical capability of the aircraft. It does not account for either the certification of the airport or the qualification of the crew. And finally, in the last column, you will find the engagement status of the autopilot and flight director system. This ends the review of the PFD. Select the forward arrow if you're ready to try the quiz.